welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about how to check your antifreeze and just refill it on the Toyota Alphard 3-litre V6. So first things first is antifreeze is Toyota Red, but I'm using this triple QX one from Euro Car Parts. This is a concentrated version, so it means it needs to be diluted down. Although you do get the pre-diluted versions as well. Make sure which one you're purchasing is the correct one for that you want to use. So how do we check it? Well, pop up the bonnet, which is easy enough. The switch is on the driver's side, just underneath the steering wheel, and it's marked as a bonnet. So over here, you can see that you've got this component here, which is your tank, which holds the antifreeze, and you've got an ability to fill it here, and you've got the ability to fill it here. Most importantly, make sure it's cool or cold, because this is under high pressure. It's going to come out as steam, and it will potentially scald or burn you quite badly. So how do we check to make sure the radiator is filled correctly? What I recommend is to use a torch. Now we take the torch, and if you look at it here at the side, you'll see that it's very difficult to see the line, but when you put the torch in, you can actually see the red of the fluid. So torch out, torch in. If you're doing this during the winter, then you'll really notice it. Now this has got two lines. We've got an upper line here, which is the maximum limit, and you've got a lower line down here. So if you try to fill it all to the max, and when the car gets hot, it will spill out over the overflow, and it will reduce. This car is quite hot, so it's going to be somewhere in the middle of these two lines. Now you want to keep a check on this every so often. When you're doing this, it's worthwhile, if you have lost some antifreeze, even if you haven't, it's worthwhile just looking down the pipes and looking at the joints, to looking for a crusted kind of pink appearance. So I'm going to go over here onto this side as well, and just follow the pipes through, and I'm going to try and find some for you, and I can't really see any, which is a good sign as well. I can't see any of this crusted appearances, which is good. Okay, and that indicates that there's a very good potential there's no leak. But it's a good idea to keep an eye on this fluid level. Where do you top it up? Well, dilute it. If you're using the pre-diluted ones, you don't have to measure it. This cap pops up, it just lifts up, and you can put it in through this section. If you can actually load it up through here as well. I've got a funnel here which is allows you to gravity feed the coolant into this area, and it stops air bubbles as well from developing. But for regular purposes, regular top-ups, this is the one I use over here, which is just a lot simpler. Pop it up, put your diluted or concentrated and then diluted antifreeze down. On the back of the bottles, it will give you the dilution ratios depending on what temperatures you wanted to protect your vehicle from. Why is it important to do this? Because if your antifreeze is too diluted down, then there's a good point, there's a point at which it will freeze and just knacker your engine, and also there's a good point where it can freeze and split your radiator. I hope that's been useful. If anybody feels that I've done this incorrectly, you need to add on to it, just type it into the comments. I'm quite easy with listening to other people's opinions and popping it in. There you go. Thank you so much, and do subscribe, because there's a lot of more videos on the Toyota Alphard to look at in this channel.